welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mrs. Aarti Shenoy and I'm a kindergarten teacher, and today's video is all about parent-teacher conferences. So it's not hidden, it's a fact that teachers get very stressed across the globe when it comes to parent-teacher conferences. It can get overwhelming at times, and we can get anxious even if you've got years of experience, because you're face to face with the parent. You got to know everything about the child, what he can do, he cannot do, his strengths, weaknesses, how his behavior is with the teacher, his peers, etc. It can get a little unnerving at times, and here are a few tips I would love to share with you to get through your parent-teacher conferences smoothly. Tip number 1, have all your information handy specific to the child. So gather information from as many tools as possible. So it could be your formative sheets, your observation notes, your anecdotes about that specific child. Have it in front of you when you're making a one-on-one conversation with the parent. Something that you can refer to. As much as you've spent a good amount of time with the child, even if it's through the virtual platform, when there are certain questions thrown at you, you will have something definitely to go back to. So it's important to have all the information about that specific child handy during the parent-teacher conference. Tip number 2. Give a lot of emphasis to students with delays and special needs. Now, learning is not confined to a classroom, but parents are the best facilitators outside the classroom walls. There are a lot of parents who are working, they work as a child therapist or a speech therapist, and they are the ones who can assist the child in reaching their potential. But it can get very disheartening at times. It can be emotionally trying for so many parents out there. This is the time when they want to hear something positive about their child. They want to know their child is progressing, even if it's vague, and the child is probably at a slower pace than the expected pace. But they want to know that. They would love to hear specifics about the child come from a third party, that is we teachers. This can be very motivating and encouraging for these kind of parents out there. So it's important to give emphasis to the strengths of learners or children with delays or special needs. Tip number 3, make sure that your feedbacks are always positive. Use positive words. That does not mean that you do not pass on certain information to the parent. You must, but make sure that you're not using words like he cannot, he does not, sentence starters, I think, in my opinion, I feel like this. In that situation, a parent could easily walk out of the parent-teacher conference thinking that my teacher thinks this way about my child, or that teacher has this opinion about my child. So avoid using words like this. Instead, you could probably say that, I think his skills are emerging. Emerging is a very nice word to use. Or use words like encouraging, motivating. I think that we need to motivate the child to read more books so he can further enhance his vocabulary. Or maybe we can encourage the child to practice writing so that his handwriting is eventually better than what it is at the moment. So use words like emerging, motivating, encouraging. That also sounds really nice to a parent coming for a parent-teacher conference, because even parents are equally anxious and nervous, just like the teachers ourselves. Tip number 4 is, how would you put forth difficult information across to the parent? So a long time ago, I had heard about this compliment sandwich. So you put forth the strengths of the child, something that the child has achieved in that specific week or on a specific day in that week. It's nice for a parent to hear a conversation that begins with on a positive note, and then you talk about the areas of concern. That's something that you'll collaboratively work with the parent and the child to bring him to that certain or expected level. And then you come back to the positive anecdotes about the child that you made a note of surrounding his behavior and performance. So the parent also knows that, okay, my child is learning and he'll eventually get there, because we are talking about these small kids. So many of the topics are new to them. It's been introduced to them for the first time. They're 5 and 6 year olds. So it's important for the parent to know that yes, my child is probably not very thorough with certain concepts, but he is trying. I can see him putting in the efforts, and he's eventually going to get there. So that way, you can put forth a difficult information to the parent. Tip number 5 is to end your parent teacher conferences. And how are you going to do that? So, there are a lot of parents who want to linger around, they want to make conversations with you, they want to know you better. And it's really nice because I know as a teacher, when you want to do that, but you have a line of parent teacher conferences, one after the other, that you need to attend to. And it can get very draining, and it can get very stressful. It's a long day for a teacher, so you need to make sure that the parent moves along. So you could probably have a task for the parent to complete once you're done sharing information about that specific child, like maybe leave a feedback or something like that, or a form to fill in. Or you could probably end the parent teacher conference with probably a portfolio, like a virtual one, even if it's through the online platform, a collage of pictures of all activities that the child has done throughout the year. It's something that you can bring together and show it to the parents. The parent is aware that yes, we've probably come to the end of the parent teacher conference and that they need to move along. Thank you for being here, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that the information that I shared today was very useful, something that you can implement in the future. And if you did like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, don't forget to ring the notification bell. And also, if there's something specific that you'd like me to record, please put it in the comments below. I would love to record that for you in the future. I'll see you next weekend.